Members of the media, firstly, before I commence this press conference, I would like to apologize for the delay in the start of this team announcement presser. With us, we have our head coach, John Plumtree, and this team announcement presser is ahead of the game against Cardiff Rugby, taking place at Hollywoodbets Kings Park tomorrow, the 18th of May, kickoff 18:15 Central African Time. I'm now going to open the floor for questions. Nathan, you can go ahead.
Thank you very much, Nofashni. Good day, Coach. John, what would the message be for these players that are in the Match Day 23 now, knowing that their teammates already on the way to London? Is there still a chance for the players picked to play in the final if they put in a good shift tomorrow?
Yeah, we're taking 20 tomorrow, so we're going to take 28 players with us total. So there's the likelihood there's 3 players that I'm looking for bench spots. Clearly, the 20 I'm taking have got a great chance of starting, and then we're looking for obviously 5 players to help prepare the team over there, just to give us extra numbers. So yeah, there is an opportunity there, and because everyone wants to be involved in a final, and so I'm sure the boys will want to be part of that. There's other, there's players, Notch is playing his 50th game tomorrow, which is fantastic for him. So the boys will want to get around him, play well for him, and we've got some players in that group that might be playing their last games for the Sharks. So there's motivation for players right across the park. And I think just with those guys, I think Joey pretty much summed it up in media during the week around just the fact that these boys, majority of these boys help prepare the team every week, and there's not a lot of opportunity for rugby because we don't have another competition running. So a lot of these boys here just week in and week out turn up and help prepare the team, not just on the field but off the field as well. So they have a role in strategy and opposition plays and stuff. So it's a nice opportunity for them actually to play in a URC game tomorrow.
Thank you, Mike. You can go ahead.
Obviously, the result would be first prize, but if that doesn't happen, how important is it for these guys to play with that same kind of spirit as you had against the Warriors, just to make sure that the atmosphere is good when you start the week?
Yeah, that's right, Mike. I mean, and I was delighted with that. That's certainly what we want, from them, and what they should want from themselves. Never give up attitude. Stay in the fight. I've always said that if the effort's there, and we are going to make errors, but if it's things that we can control in terms of our effort, then I'm happy with that. If the effort slacks off, then that's when I get pretty grumpy. But I'm hoping that boys can do that. And I'm certainly, like I said, against Glasgow, a few of those boys are involved in that game. We saw that, but this is a little bit different. This team as well. There's a lot of players that didn't play against Glasgow, so it's a different sort of level, if you like. A lot of, if you look at Dion Buehler, Dylan Richardson back, Renell Hugo wasn't there, but he's been there, done it in that jersey for a while. Simon Miller, up from Cape Town, trained with us for 3 months, hasn't had any type of opportunity. But the rest of them all have played URC rugby and been involved with the team at stages through the year. So it'll be good to see them go again.
But I'm looking at this at the side. There is some experience dotted around here and there, and some pretty exciting guys in the backs as well. Looking at Koster and a few other guys at POA. Is the message for them to have a full go at Cardiff? What kind of a sort of game plan? I mean, not game plan, but approach would you have?
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, if you look at Edwin Koster, predominantly a winger, but because of the sort of centre crisis that I've had with injuries here, it's made, he has played in the midfield before and fullback and wing. So we'll just see what he can do at 12. He's a strong boy. it'll be interesting for me whether potentially he could play in that position in the future. You know, Kerwin Bosch was coming back from a shoulder injury. He's going to get some time to prove his fitness for the final. Diego Paulus didn't play too badly last week, and I'm interested in seeing how he goes again. And Pee-wee as well. He played reasonably well against Glasgow, so it'd be good to see him have another run. So and it'll be about as much as I'm looking at individuals, it'll be how they play as a team, which is going to give those individuals as an opportunity. So we'll see how that goes.
This is finally from me. Plum, just a word on Cardiff. How do you see them? How do they play?
Yeah, look, the coaches have the coach has been really busy this week. We've been doing a lot of work on Gloucester, and probably a little bit less work on Cardiff. But we know that it was a pretty close game against the Lions in Joburg last week, right up until last 10, I think. So we know that they're going to be pretty tough. The Welsh are always pretty good at building pressure, and they'll come at us with their set piece. Without knowing the individuals too well in the team, they'll be looking to have a good tour, and they weren't too bad against the Lions last week, and they'll probably see us as a bit of an opportunity.
Thanks.
Nathan, you can go ahead.
Thank you again, Vashni. John, just again speaking on the personnel, can you just give us your comments on Mario Koster's 5-week ban? Unfortunately, he won't be available for you guys.
No, look, it's unfortunate, the head clashes at ruck, you don't see too many of them. So the fact that Murray was late to clean makes life tough for him, and made life tough for us, because we reacted slowly to that breakdown, and Murray had to leave his feet, and there was a head clash. So we don't see many of those types of bans, and most of the bans are mainly in the tackle area. There's not much we can do about it. It is what it is. Murray was obviously very sorry that it happened, but it is part of the game, unfortunately. And a good message to our players that if we're late to react to a situation, how it can force us to leave our feet, and then after that anything can happen.
Thank you, Mike. You can go ahead.
John, just sort of following on a bit from that. You've lost a centre. You've got a little bit of a crisis there. It looks like. I'm not sure how Lucanio and Ethan are coming along from their injuries, but is it an area of concern? Are you quite worried about that going forward to next week? Your lack of centre?
I am. The injury list has been the busiest people here this week have been our medical team. So we do have a list, and we are plugging away slowly. Where the pressures come on is that we've got flights to catch. So they've been flat out, the medical team, and they've been, I have to commend them. They've been brilliant. They're going beyond and to get these boys fit. So it's been a little bit of a juggling act and a lot of last minute calls. So we're right now all those midfielders are working real hard, and might only be next week when we confirm who's actually starting.
I think you alluded to it earlier by talking about your 12 and 13 for the Cardiff game. That obviously something you're now looking pretty closely at, given what we've just spoken about. You might have some answers there. Diego
having a good performance tomorrow, and even Edwin would be a bonus for us. Yeah, we think both players have got a future in this jersey, for Diego, it's probably his specialist positions. He hasn't had a lot of time this year. There is some competition in that position when we all are fully fit. But now it might be a guy like that is his time to time to shine in the jersey at this late part of the season. So it'd be interesting to see how he goes tomorrow.
Thanks.
Next question, please. Vim, go ahead.
Hi, John. You touched on Simon Müller, I think one of your debutants, and maybe just a word on the three other guys on the bench and what you are hoping and expecting to see from them tomorrow.
Yeah, look, hopefully I'm going to get some nice surprises. You know, Simon Muller's been here for a couple of months. He's had a few personal setbacks in his life that he's fought and come on top of, and now he gets a chance in the jersey. You know, he's a big man, very strong boy. I'm just looking forward to seeing how he enforces himself on the game physically, and what he could bring potentially to the jersey. Like, you know, whether we haven't signed him for the future yet, but tomorrow might it might show me under pressure what he can do for us. Rain Rannicker, the young Lucid prop, that I think is going to develop into a good young player. I think played in, rightly so, I think he played his 20s. And yeah, big part of, you know, JP Peterson's team over the last couple of years, and we think he's going to be developing into a good Lucid prop. Nick Hatting played against Glasgow, you know, did really well. So we'll definitely bring him into the fray at some stage. I think he's going to be he's got a good future in front of him. And that's pretty much who I sort of know.
Thomas Dyer. Thomas Dyer.
Oh yeah, Thomas Dyer. Yeah, well, so that's just back from Australia. Had a late call because we had a LaRue Roots pulled out of the team yesterday, so I brought in Thomas Dyer to help us out. Hasn't even trained with us apart from captains today. So, but a good young prospect as well. Just got back from Australia with his 20s.
Thank you. Next question. Are there any further questions?